There's audio. Yeah, I remember I intended to click that, unmute me. So I've been chatting away all this time for nothing. So anyway, yeah, you're in your, this is a live USB booting. Yeah, just a second, I need to mute over my other thing over here, I think. There you go. Can't have myself talking to myself all the time, can I? Yeah, so audio's here. Yeah. I should have realized that because I should have heard some if I had heard it on this computer I have over here. But yeah, so I've been chatting away for a while now, not realizing I forgot to unmute myself. So Saran, you're always the one that comes in and tells me I'm don't have this or that go on. So thanks, Saran, for that help. So as we go back to it, yeah, this is live version that I have on there for Peppermint, and it's pretty nice. And I gotta get my, oh, I have it right there. So yeah, I can tell it's, the feed on it isn't totally perfect. I've been working on that, but I haven't really got it set the way I want it yet. So anyway, we booted up into Ventoy on the Ventoy disk. And as I was saying about that, I can explain that later on. So we boot up on the Ventoy on USB, and then we load it up into the live version of Peppermint. Cool. So I'm not sure I'm going to erase the previous or cut the previous section from there or not. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, I'm gonna review. I mean, I went for a while with no audio, so I'd have to start over or something. I don't know. So let's see. So anyway, yeah, we're gonna have to go back into Titan anyway, just to change, as I was saying before you came on, Servan. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go out and set the settings for. I'm hoping we'll have some devs here too for too much longer. I know KS Wood. I don't remember what the last rest of his name is. From the Peppermint OS team is going to be here. Woodsman, that's right. Yes, Woodsman. He's going to be here later on, but he said he's going to be late. But and the other guy's Peppermint OS himself, and said he'd be here. Who knows who else might show up? So we'll see what we got. So yeah, as I was explaining before he came on, that yeah, the XFC version I got on here, and I have a separate disk that I have my home directory on this computer, and I don't change the XFC4 in the config file, which I'll show you here in a second. Might as well get out of this and do that. And yeah. Yeah, and so we're actually sort of be starting fresh anyway, so yay. So, you're right. And we'll let it boot into Titan Linux, which I have installed on the machine currently. Test it out for them. I'm going to give them a review on there. Good review, I think, pretty much. I swear it ran real well. I had no trouble with it. Okay. That wasn't good enough for them. There you go. And we got that. Then we got, let's see. Oh yeah, we're gonna go into here. We're gonna go into CD. Okay. And we have XFC Rachi. Maybe in the home directory, not in the config directory. Sometimes they put those things in the home directories. I don't see it there, so it must be in the home directory. For sure. Okay. And really. And so I'm seeing that either. Maybe I deleted that one and didn't use it again. So since I probably pretty much installed Katie, I don't think I have that on there. So, but what if I did? I'd have to like rename it to a different thing using the move command. So yeah, MV space and then the name, which I believe would be dot. If it's in a home directory, dot xfc. If it's in config directory, it's be xfc4. Dot xfc4 and xfc4. I changed it to something like dot xfc4 old or something like that. Old save, backup, whatever you wanted to call it. That way it won't pick up the wrong XFC file and configurations when you do it. If you didn't like it, you could change back to it pretty easy. So, yeah, pretty cool. So that's one of the neat things about having this is I don't have to reset up everything from scratch. Once I connected my home directory, something else I was wondering. Yeah. See, you got to label my home, and anyway, it's got all these directories in here. Had it set up so that I could load in my backup files and my backup drive, all that kind of stuff. Pretty cool. So yeah, so I want to make sure that command was in there because I'll need it later on when I go to change back. So I'll have to get the I have to get this UID number here and paste it into the FS tab file. Yep. So right, it's all good. So we don't have to do any of that. And we can go to back to Ventoy, boot back into Ventoy. And we'll be ready to roll here, I think. And install it. Yeah. I have to remember what I'm doing here. Restart. Away she goes. Oh, yeah, I gotta move my finger already. Press F12 and choose our USB stick. And we'll go down here to Peppermint. Load that up. And we boot into the program live like we had it before. By the way, if you missed it, I got Guatemalan coffee today. Yeah. How you doing out there? Yeah, so. Oh, by the way, I was just saying, Steve mentioned to me yesterday his show is not going to be available tomorrow because he's got what's he got to do? He's got to do something. Oh, he's got to do inventory for his store, so no show tomorrow for him. Too bad. I enjoy watching that and participating as much as I can. I'm the only community participation I get, but since I'm not able to Linux so much anymore unless I have an early show. And yeah. Plus, community, I have them on the Telegram desktop, so yeah. Okay, so we're there. Yeah, we're there. And we'll go up here and we'll install. Peppermint OS. Pretty easy install. There's only one. Oh yeah, it connects to the internet, don't we? Yeah. Now KDE is I recently discovered this. KDE's got this weird thing where you get a list. If you click on Copple Fam up there, which is what I'm what do you call it? See, it switches around. What I'm going to say. Yeah, it switches around, and you get there, you type in your name and all that kind of stuff. Then you have problems because it switches to a different router on you, somebody else's router. And I'm in an apartment, so there's a lot of routers you can see around here. So what I've always gotten into doing is I will push in. Did something different there, didn't it? Well, I thought, okay, it's got this is different. Has different, but yeah, if you have a standard KD thing, then when you click on uh, the more networks, you see that, then you just put in the search function Copple Fam or whatever your router ID is, and yeah, then it'll that's how you when it has connect there next to it. Yeah, you can click on that, and if you just do a search function, filter out just your own IST, your own ID for your router, then you will find that it's the only one there, so it can't switch on you. Yeah, I've discovered that not too long ago and been using it ever since. But this is different because it's older version, I guess, of KDE's settings. So, so now connected. Now, one of the nice things about this is that at least it worked on the virtual machine install I did, and I think it worked on this machine install over here on this machine when I plugged it in there just yesterday. But I think it keeps the settings for your Wi-Fi from the live version to the installed version. Not too many seem to do that for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it's hard to do or something, but yeah. Who knows what's going on with that anyway? We're there. So most of this next, but there's one part that's a little bit different, so we'll show that in a minute. So we go next. No, we're not in New York. Now, that's the first time I've ever had it's not show Denver, which is not only where I live, but it's also where Mountain Time Zone is at, which is usually a selection for it. So it's different. So we'll select Denver. Maybe because I didn't have the Wi-Fi connection just next. Okay, now English US default. Yeah, that's correct. And here we have the partitioning section. Now, you can do several things. You can install alongside of and replace partition with Peppermint. Which, if we did that, we would do erase this. This will delete all data currently present on the selected storage device. And I want to make sure, because I have several disks here connected to this machine, which it's got the correct one selected there, which I do. But you want to make sure that's there. So I got the SDA and I also got SDB. It's my portable drive. It's got a 2 terabyte drive on it. So yeah, but this is what I have installed on. It's going to get overridden. It's going to replace that. So I'll go there. Now you could also manual partition yourself. I thought about maybe doing that just because everybody always never goes that route, but I'll just do swap to no hibernation. So it's going to create the EFTP, the UEFI partitions over here. It's got the main partition right here, which is 100.15 gigabytes. Here, swap over here. So go next. Oh, well, I didn't tell what I want to do over here, did I? I think it's on erase all disks currently. It's got a little, apparently you click that and you can change it. Since that's got the peppermint on it, cute. I'll go with that. Okay, now here's the difference. One, now other distros do this, so this isn't particular to Peppermint, but you don't see it as often. But one of the complaints I remember that in the early version of Peppermint was the install of the Firefox and stuff like that. You had to do that after you install the system. Some people had situations where you need to do that. So one of the recommendations was to have the installer do it. Well, they put it in there along with a bunch of other stuff, video drivers and Wine and Linux driver modules, utilities, graphic studios, AV players and tools. What you can do is you can print, like you want to install a browser. It's the same browser you see, I think, when you click on that, and you get Chromium, Ely, advanced text mode, www browser, Epiphany, Falcon, Firefox TSR, Firefox TSR language packs, links to Midori Tor browser launcher. Now, I don't know, I think I installed this on this machine, but I didn't click on any of these except for the Firefox TSFR because I wanted to do a minimal install on that machine over there because I was thinking about maybe doing that one with a complete after the show, after we're done, because I don't want to mess up the screen here. But I was thinking about doing that one for the complete move to testing, complete switch over to testing directory. See how Peppermint did on that. Now, it may not work because the approved method for Debian to do that kind of thing is to install a very minimal system, boot into console, no D or nothing, no desktop environment, nothing like that. Then you switch the things over, you run, your app update when you switch your, if you got Bullseye in there, you switch Bullseye to testing, all entries in your as opposed to just Bullseye. Then you run your app update, then you run app update upgrade, then you run app, according to this one website I read, you run app I'm thinking about it. I know I'll get it here in a second. Yeah, you run app upgrade full, dash full. then you can, once you do that, and then you can reboot into it, and then it'll take up the new, it'll have all testing directories in it. So, yeah, but I may do that on screen, just test out. It may box the system because it's got SFC on it, but we'll see. It's an experiment for myself, see if that'll work. But at any rate, you can install all sorts of stuff on your email clients, social clients, download managers, network tools, also stuff. That's all just in the web browser and internet application section of this. So I'm going to install, just so you can see it works, I'm going to install Firefox. So I'll click up on that. Now I'm going to install this SFC goodies package too. I don't know if I'm going to install all of it because it's kind of a long list if I recall correctly. No, no, no. Okay. Okay, we'll just install both of those. Oh no, you're downloading this thing. Click it. That's one that has a lot of stuff on it. Oh, so I'm curious what all's in that goodies selection. I'm going to click on all the goodies and see what I get. All right. So yeah, Office Suites. I think it's got LibreOffice in there, if I'm right. That's pretty much all you get. LibreOffice Suite, which is good. That's one I use all the time anyway. Pretty neat support. You can install cups and all that kind of stuff there. AV players and tools. And you can, just like I did on them, just install nothing. And just it'll install the basic system you need and all that stuff. So I have a browser there. So I'm not going to install all this other stuff. You can look through it. But one interesting thing, maybe for NVIDIA people, is NVIDIA drivers here to use. Yeah, your legacy driver. You also got more up-to-date package driver, I guess, for NVIDIA. It's just NVIDIA driver, period. It's probably what most people should select on. Unless you have a legacy system like that old computer over there. If I had an NVIDIA card in it, which I don't. Yeah, you can select on legacy and you get older drivers for older computers, that kind of thing. That's good. So you can get your Optus Manager too, which is when you have like a dual GPU system type thing. And you have Rewind. I might just install one. Well, no, I'm not going to do that. So that's all I'm going to install from that list. But anyway, you can look to that and pick out all the email clients or anything else you want out of there, that list. You know, now you're familiar with this, I'm sure. Rick. And this is Fire 5 is what I was called. Alright. That done? Thanks, must not, oh, apparently my password don't match. Eeks. I think I may not have done the first one correctly, if I'm right. That's too short. Yep, there you go. And your summary of what's going to happen and all the thing, you read through it if you want to. I know I've said everything the way I wanted it. Main thing to check on here though is what the disk is going to install this to, which is what I selected. So that's correct. And the other thing you may want to note is just make sure it's going to do it correctly, is you want to see it for what directory. It's going to install the what do you call it? The boot sector on. It's going to set up a new fab partition with mount point boot slash EFI. So that's actually good. And yeah, it's going to create it on badge boot. So it's all good. So I'm going to go install. And it starts installing. You need to note that some of them will ask you, are you sure, before you go into it, but this one doesn't. So yeah, once you hit install, it's going to install it and you're done. You erase your disk, Titan no longer there anymore. We're going to have Peppermint on this puppy. So while it's discussing, we can discuss some things here. I already talked about Ventoy a bit, so I want to talk about. Also, I talked about the OS issue. Yeah, basically the OS. It what am I going to say here? The OS is. I needed to get my mind clear. Sorry about that. Anyway, the OS is like, oh yeah, Peppermint. Some people call Peppermint. I did too, but I'll put in quotes 11. But some people call Peppermint OS 11. And we had not any big exchange in them, but one person pointed it out. And I think part of the problem is that Peppermint OS by itself doesn't indicate which peppermint you're using. And you assume it'd be current peppermint, but you don't know for sure. They may be referring to peppermint 10 or peppermint 9 or 7 or something that they're still using on the machine. So anyway, yeah, so I installed Peppermint 9 on this computer before. I think Peppermint is pre-10, I think. Pre-10. And I also installed Peppermint 10 on this puppy before. And I installed Peppermint, for lack of an easier, you have to have some way to differentiate between all of those. So that's why people want to say Peppermint 11, because it's after 10. So I said it's more like a way of saying not 10. Peppermint not 10. It's an easier way of saying that than that. So, well, that's why a lot of people say call it Peppermint 11, because they don't know what else to call it. Because that just makes sense. But anyway, they don't like it to be called Peppermint 11, which I kind of sort of understand a bit. So, but you're going to control all those people out there, you know, that want to put the word out, I guess, on it. So, yeah, so it's installing 37 packages now. Looks like it's cooking pretty well. Yeah. So, pretty good. So anyway, that's Peppermint OS 11 controversy, or not much of a controversy, I guess. Some more like a annoyance for the Peppermint team to have people, YouTubers out there call it Peppermint 11 all the time. I really don't call it Peppermint 11 usually, unless I want them to differentiate between the previous Peppermints, because it's easier than saying not 10 or not none of the other Peppermints. It's Peppermint OS current or something like that. I don't know what to call it, but anyway. Yeah, when you're trying to differentiate between the other Peppermint editions, because what they have here, well, I forgot to go to the website to talk about this, which, hey, it's all done, hey. But anyway, before we do that, I think I'm going to finish up what I was talking about here, and I'm going to see. Over here to the Peppermint website. It's now Peppermint has migrated to its own continuous delivery, is what they call it. OS, not rolling release, but continuous delivery. What that means is they basically update it as it goes, rather than having the 9, 10, 11, all those kind of things. So, the thing. Now, the only bad thing about that is that, of course, they don't really get a all the whoopah of all the releasing that they might otherwise get on it. All they did do a recent release was more a snapshot release than anything, I think. And otherwise, you can just do it, and be there. So let me. Right, I gotta go to lower. Anyway, so it's continuous delivery OS, not rolling release, but OS. So it's not like Arch, and it is sort of like Arch, and it's updating, but it's not bleeding edge updates that much. It's more like continuous delivery. So whenever some new comes out in Debian in their own system, I think they use what's it called? They use a code some I think it was, and yeah, so they use this code repositories that they had put their own stuff in. That's how they update it, I think. So it gets continuously updated. So you don't have. So once all you do is install this Peppermint on here, and bada bing, bada boom, you have Peppermint. Now, the other thing I was going to point out on this was that because I have to explain this a bit, what I'm going to do, what you're going to do later in the system on a virtual machine, different one from this. I don't want to mess up my computer system over here once I get it installed. So yeah, it's giving you the option to pull from testing if you like, and we believe this will appeal to new and experienced Linux users. As K.S. Woodsman explained to me on the forum, he said that kind of got stalled, which is why you won't find any other information or reference to anywhere else in the website or anything. Now, when I read that, though, I thought, oh, wow, that means I was thinking it was going to be a complete move over to testing for, like a lot of them do that. Some of them do that. Some of them install with testing added in automatically. But I thought it was going to be a complete move from bullseye to testing, but it's not. What he's talking about there is that it was basically designed to be an addition to bullseye. And they had some positive feedback, they had some negative feedback on that, and some of the devs got a little antsy about it, and so it kind of got stalled on the system. So most of it is what we're going to show you when we get in there. And you'll see what we have when we get to that part of the show. And we'll probably connect with Zoom if anybody's here that wants to be on. I'm not currently connected to Zoom because I got it connected to yeah, when I'm got a connected video card, can't really use Zoom on that. So because otherwise you won't be able to see anything. So yeah, so that's what I got that for. So any rate, that's what that means there. So don't jump to the gun like I did and think that, oh, this means the whole thing. You changed the whole thing to testing. I was looking for testing ISO or a testing selection boot menus or even a testing change the testing script that they had post install or something, but it wasn't there. Couldn't figure out what it was until I talked to Will on the forum and asked about it. So that's what forwards are for. You learn. So yeah, and K.S. Woodman though gave me a detailed integration of how he does it. So I'm going to show you that today. And yeah, that'll be cool if it works. If it blows up by virtual machine, no big deal, but you'll get to see fireworks and stuff like that or something like that. Anyway, so that's what that is. Now, also another interesting thing that's unique about this desktop environment is that it uses Nemo instead of with XFCE. And Nemo is usually Cinnamon version of file manager, as you know, and XFCE is desktop. And so Cinnamon's desktop that Nemo comes with usually, but they want to use Nemo on XFCE, which I don't have any problem with that. I love Nemo. Matter of fact, I was happy about that. It's one of the reasons I like Peppermint for that part of it. But you have the option to use Sonar if you prefer that. If you're used to Sonar and SoC, you use that. Pretty cool, huh? So, yeah. And then if you want to download SISO, you go here to download Peppermint button, obviously. And then you have your selection of Debian base or Devuan base. I guess Devuan. I guess how you pronounce that. So anyway, you can download for 64-bit or 32-bit from SourceForge, torrents, and your checksums right there. Devuan. Now the difference between these is basically they're mostly the same except for Devuan does not use systemd. It uses some other init system. I can't remember what it is, but it's either RC or Star or something like that. One of those other init systems. But their standard one Debian base, of course, you use systemd because that's what Debian uses. But Devuan uses something different. So there you just click on that and it downloads it. This one I select from 64-bit because that's when I got it on this machine. So now we'll go back. Let's see. Whoops. Go back to here, and now we'll pick up where we left off here. Click Done. And it'll give us the opportunity to take off our toy USB stick. Got it right here. So that's off. Hit enter. And away she blows. We'll see what we've got when we boot up into this. Da, 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 da. Yeah. Before we get into looking at the OS and stuff like that, I also needed to show you my setup for the home directory, like I have that. Okay, this is setting up on. Okay, yeah, it sets up all that up there. That's good. Now they usually have a I have to show this, I have to drag it up. For some reason it puts it on my bottom screen on the laptop screen. So you're not seeing it since what's going out on HDMI. HDMI is what you see. Figure out which there it is. Welcome to Peppermint screen here. Yeah, I put it on the monitor for some reason, so yeah. So let's see if you want to install a web browser. If you didn't do it when you came in, you can do it here. You also saw the software on here as well. It's a web browser. Most people probably have already done it in the first part, so I probably won't need to do this, but yeah, if you go through here, install web browser, and you have to put in your password and your software you do. Probably a lot of what you see on the other one. Not as much of it, but yeah, software store, YouTube downloader tool, Flatpak package platform, Snap package platform, Mate calculator, OpenView image viewer. All the grayed out ones there are already installed, which is Pro Media Player for ACE, Decomp Editor for environmental settings, Pmount, ARNR, which is a front end to Xrender GUI thing, Transmission Torrent, which is also your one of the ways you can set your display resolution on this screen. Oh, I think most people are just going to go to Display Manager and do it through there. Transmission BitTorrent, and Trill, a multi-page document viewer. So you can install any of those you want. I'm not going to do that now because I got my own stuff I like to install in here. And so I'll just do that when I get ready to accomplish that. So, what I need to do before I do anything else, though, is I need to go into terminal. This is the XFC4 terminal, I believe. And you would then see sudo. Yeah, let's see. Now right now your home directory is just standard home directory with nothing in it pretty much. So like you do ls on downloads, for instance, nothing. So let's just check. Now what you also have is you have US, no, block ID. Oops, I didn't spell it right. Man, not found, really. I thought I had it in there since I must have installed it on the. So, yeah, with the block ID. There's another file you can do a cat of, but I don't remember what it is. So I'm just going to do sudo apt, oops, install. The password in correctly. And enable locate block ID. Okay, so yeah. I have to figure out what that is either from, I have it written on the disk actually, in a disk. So, yeah, so let's see what disk we have available, if it needs mounting or what. Yeah, does need mounting. So we'll mount it on my home. Let's see, we're going to need to do a CD media. There's nothing there, so we need sudo Rick. No, not just sudo Rick. There's no program called Rick. Sudo oh, mine is not as clear as it normally is right now, I guess, for some reason. So sudo, maybe I didn't get enough sleep last night or something. See, sudo, what am I doing here? I am trying to install, oh yeah, make directory. Create a common thing like that. Rick. Now we need to sudo chown Rick. So we're going to change it so that I put a plus sign, equal sign instead of a hyphen. Yeah, so now you see right there it has Rick as owner of this and the group owner for the directory. That's what I want. So then we go into that. Now we make directory my home. And we mount sudo sudo mount dev sda 1 2. Yeah, you look up there and you see what the big part of it is. The other was like some other part was created for it, probably for leftover boot file or something like that. It's not even big enough for boot file. That's B. What I want is A1. No, I was right the first time. I wanted to get this one right here, which is my home directory in SDA. SDB is my external hard drive I got attached to this machine. So you want SD1. This partition you want to mount. And we want to mount it to media. Rec. And my home. Okay. Now if you do ls bulk, see it's mounted right there to that spot. So now we can access the data on the disk. And what we can do is before we put anything in home or do anything, updates or nothing, or anything really, we can go into my home and look at what the ID should be on. I think we have it listed there. Let's see, CD, media, red, my home, and /rec. And ls. Just to verify we're in the right place. Ask all my stuff from there, from my previous stuff, and it's got everything on there. It's on the right spot. Now I have somewhere documents. So I was right in the home directory, but I guess not. Had a file. There was a file to contain text file that contained the IDs on everything. Well, I can set it up for this, or whatever it's called, which is you can go to this and see it. Should just be my home is what it's called. 1.29 volume. Oh yeah, right there, my home. It's only just mounted. Then when I get it set so I can do block ID or figure out what the command is for that, and I can switch it over. Anyway, my home is what we'll go with. And for now, so I can get this on the road and show you what's done. So now I go CD root, and we go to nano, etc. F-stat. That's file. Basically, what this file does is it mounts the directories, mounts all your not directories, disks and stuff like that. Tells you where to put it and what it does. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up here and we're going to move that down one and put this right here. So we got my home. I think you just, when you do this, you put my home. I don't know if you have to put anything else for it or not, because usually I see the UID number I showed you before. Yeah, so my home. And we're going to go and direct us to we're going to mount this to the directory we just put in the media. Okay. TXT4. Oops. Defaults. And later on I'll set this correctly, more correctly than it is now, but no time. And let's see what's the discard. Not sure what discard does, but I'll put it on there in case I need it. Discard. And there you go. Now what all these things mean, basically, this is your ID of your this will be your ID of the that's your ID for your disk that you're gonna give. Hopefully it'll work. I don't know if it will for sure not this time, but we'll find out. Since I've used UUIDs, which are more specific, it always, yeah, even when you switch systems, UUID stays the same unless you do some changes to it or something like that, significant. So anyway, and then we're gonna just mount this. Is mount spot. Mount point is media rig. My home. I probably should. I don't think you have the home on there. So mount. Mount where it's mounted at there. So it's media rig. My home. Where it's mounted to. And this is a bunch of stuff that basically tells then you got a file system here. ext4, which is what I set that one was. Then you got your defaults, no time, and all these things basically are options that they give you. And you can actually do some interesting things with that. And then 00 just talks about priorities and stuff like that, which most disks are going to be 00 you add into it, so that just, yeah. There you go. And when we're done with there, save it. Oh, dang it, I forgot to put sudo in there. Well, goody. So, yeah, so I gotta back out of this. And sudo. Okay, it's gonna be ornery. I'm trying to get home, but yeah, it's just a strange computer a little bit in that regard. So I'll redo what I just did, hopefully faster. Spell everything correctly, that would be helpful. Mount point was me. Yeah, all you have to have is spaces between this. You can use tabs or whatever, but you just have to space between the different parts of this. So you can just hit the space bar a couple times or one time, even just one time. I like to keep it all usually as, so then I have to come and redo this. I'm just going to do it quick here. Defaults. I'm kind of typing in a weird angle here for my hands. That's why I'm kind of making mistakes continuously here. Alrighty. Thanks for Siobhan with the My Home at the front of UID. I can't remember if you have to put something for the what to identify that or not, but find out, I guess. And we may have to come back to this part if it doesn't work later. I may have to do it later. Anyway, if you put the UID in there, it's going to work. It's always worked for me in the past. So anyway, you set that in there like that. Use the others as templates so you know what you're doing. If you don't know, you're not sure what you're writing, just do what they did before. And another standard like your root directory up there. That one right there. Yeah, you just copy that down there pretty much. 00 on the end. You're ready to go. So do that. And we should be able to reboot into our home directory if it works. Yeah, I don't know why, because I thought I checked on one of my virtual machines, UFI. Probably reboot, yeah. Probably one of the goodies I needed or something like that. Because I installed that one with a lot of stuff and things I put in there. Okay, sudo nano. Okay, so reboot. Sudo reboot. See what you got. See if it works. Cross fingers. Probably have an error here in a minute if it doesn't. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Can't open the console. Root account is locked. Yeah, that's problematic. You need a UFI for that, I think, apparently. I know. I don't. Well, trying to remember if there's any other options I can do for that. So anyway, we'll have to go into the root slot. Oh, it may bots our system by doing that. Yeah. Let's send. I'll press enter and continue. Just gonna keep giving me that in it. Yeah. Root account's locked, so I can't access nothing on here. Can't even boot in the console to change it. So what I have to do pretty much is, I don't know if there's any way I can easily fix this other than reinstall, so I'm not going to do that again. Although I could, but it's been just a tad over an hour and I don't want to take another hour to do that. So we'll go to my virtual machine so you can see what it looks like, okay? Yeah, I'll fix this later on. I'll have to reinstall it probably. Alrighty, so we'll go here. Okay, we should be looking at now. Virtual machine. Peppermint OS right here on it. And that's supposed to be something. We'll boot into this real quick. This is my virtual machine here. And we have nice scenic shaded road. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, this looks pretty nice over here. Trying to get my throat so I can talk better. Anyway, yeah, we got this here. And we got set up pretty much, so we're ready to roll on it. Now, we'll look at this first real quick. Now, I'm kind of impressed by the, let's see, by the memory on here. For Neopatch, got 432 megabytes out of 4 gigs of data. It's pretty slim pickings on the resources there, I'd say. So, and we have Peppermint OS and VirtualBox, and kernel is 5.10.0-16. It's after updates, and have 1,840 packages installed so far. SFC, XFWM for Window Manager. So that's cool. And each top, just so you can see, verify that it's 430 megabytes. And nothing swapped, so it's all in memory. And we assign this virtual machine 2 threads out of my 8 threads I have on this machine. A framework laptop, actually. So we have that, and then we have L menu. It's whisker menu is what they use. Now, there's one thing about the whisker menu. That's when I tried to set some key bindings. Like I said, try to set my I set a key binding for Firefox pop-up and Super B, and it doesn't work. I know why it doesn't work. But, well, then, no, it's showing up. It's working. Got multiple entries of Firefox. Good thing here, apparently. Okay, so I think we got the one Firefox here. Yeah, one, okay. One. Now, so I want to get an example. Now, I did set it to where I could do the Super Q to close windows, but that didn't work. The reason it doesn't work is because when I press down on the Windows key, that may work. Maybe that work. Maybe that work. Let's say B. See? Yeah, it's a little bit annoying because it pops up and then does that, but I haven't found a fair way to fix that part. And I fixed it on HFC before, but that's because I could add things to the Windows Manager key bindings. But so far I haven't been able to find a way to do it here. So anyway, there's that. So I put that window to Alt Q button there. And so anyway, we're gonna look at the menu. See what I got in here now. I did download a bunch of stuff in here from the just test out the part of the installer where you install things. I'm gonna install everything installed. Yeah, so you got LibreOffice retro and install the accessories. And let's see. I think everything in here is just standard stuff here. So wine tray. So saw the wine out of here, out of the box here. And I had selected Inkscape and Krita out of the graphic stuff. And also installed the whole Office suite of LibreOffice. through that deal in there, and I installed Firefox Acer through that multimedia, and I installed Lollipop through there. Yeah, it already comes installed with celluloid, so I didn't have to install that. That's my favorite player, so I left that where it was. And I accidentally installed OpenShot. I meant to install Shotcut, but I installed OpenShot instead. But it installed what I was told to install, so that's good. There's all your LibreOffice stuff. And you have your settings, and there's stuff in here probably installed hither and thither that it does have. And your system. Acer terminal. If you want to log out, log in, there's two ways to do that. You can go up here and click on this, or you can just on the open desktop, click your close button, close window button, and it'll pop up that way too. Alright. It's a fast way to get her done. So yeah. So let's see. What else I got here? Yeah. So we're in still testing the Cass Woodsman way on here, alrighty? Okay. I guess Cass Woodsman isn't here, is he? No? And he said he'd show up late, but he's probably not going to start up the Zoom function for this bit, but since he's not here especially, it'd be nice to have devs say, no, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. Stuff like that, but at any rate. So it's Cass Woodsman now. Yeah, install um, okay. And here, Office, Numerator, File, recent documents, how to add testing to unstable Peppermint. Does not exist, it says. It existed before, obviously. Okay. Must have moved it or something. I think I put a document. No, I have a problem accessing this now. Yeah, that one's fine. One documents. There you go. Where we at? System update and deal what this is. Probably a log file sometime, but I'm curious, yeah. Log file. So now you know where log file is if we update. Okay, I don't know what happened to the thing. It was there yesterday when I put it on there. So I can copy back over or something like that. I think I had it. I know what I did. I was looking for it on USB. I never did transfer the USB over to there. I have to click out my framework, one of my frameworks, so I don't need this anymore. Yeah, let's take this out. It's my connection to the virtual machines, and not a virtual machine, but video card, so I don't have to do that. I can set it in now. Now, I should be able to access it. Okay. Router. Uh, it does exist, but I think I gotta man it first, apparently. Unless it needs to re-enable. I thought maybe it'd be enabled out of the box when it started, but apparently not. Sorry about this. I thought I had set up so I could just go right to it and then be done with it. Let's see. Okay, now that that's mounted, should be able to go right into it. Do it the hard way. The hard way. What's going on here? Busy. It says it's busy. Yeah, it's busy. Busy doing what I want to do. Apparently. There he goes. Okay. Now there's the document it's looking for. I'm going to copy this over here. I'm going to put it on desktop for now. I'll just put it in this home directory. Should put in documents, so I don't have to worry about that right now. So, yeah, as long as I have it available, then I'll just close this and I'll double click on that. Open up in a fresh copy. Alright, there we go, yay. How to install testing and several dry additions onto Peppermint OS. Now, when I say additions, what they intended to do here was to add testing to the standard Bullseye repositories, allowing you just to put in that you want to get stuff from testing if you want to. So, but it's done in such a way that when you do upgrades and stuff, and all upgrade from testing if it's something you download from testing before. Standard upgrades or REST repositories will only happen from Bullseye repositories. So how do you do that? Let's find out. So what you gotta do, yeah, what you gotta do is you gotta go to this right here. This directory. Go to this file. Up in here. Now we gotta go to terminal. It's in Peppermint. Yeah, good. So now we cd and then so sudo. So forget sudo nano. Okay, nano. I can't type a day worth of hoot. Okay, paste. And nothing there apparently. New file, it says. Okay, let's go look and see what's in there. Right? Okay, we'll go there. We'll go to CD. Paste it in there, but we'll go just the directory itself. Here's, yeah, there it is. They only have unstable, not testing in here. Interesting. Let's see what it says in there. Okay. And then unstable. Okay, so there, yeah, this is what you want. I don't know if it has to be what he listed there, which was testing, I think. Oh, yeah, he did pin unstable. It's just unstable. I'd have pin on there in order for it to work or not. And he's not here to tell me, is he? Nope. I don't know if you know that, but anyway, Saran, I don't know if you know that answer to that, but I have to put pin in front of unstable for it to work. But anyway, yeah. So you got this priority, pin priority 50 for testing, 10 for unstable. Now what he told me was that the bigger the number, the higher the priority, I guess. I'd have thought it'd be the other way around, but apparently not. So any package from testing will get the 50 priority. Any package from unstable will get 10. So you can download from unstable as well if you wanted to, but wouldn't recommend it because unless you really know what you're doing, because it can have some unstabling effects on your system. Yeah, so but anyway, so that's it. That's ideal. That's what we want to happen according to what he's got in here. I don't need to write that out or anything, change anything in there. So that's 1510. Okay, then you add your test repositories to your app sources list. Uncommenting out. Now what are you going to do there? Is you're going to go sudo nano apt and whoops. Sources, plural. I have to check those things, I'm not sure. Yeah, sources, plural, yeah, that's what yeah, let's do. There she is now. Notice all these now. When you change it all to testing or something like that, you change bullseye testing. So you have testing, main, country, non-pay. But what you have to do, this, you gotta go down. And you see unstable and testing right here now. You want to uncomment testing? Oh, not that. That's a comment. Only that commented, but you want this one you want to uncomment. Is that Deb? Yeah, so that's it all there. If you want to do unstable too, you can do this. And you have unstable in your main and testing as additions to Bullseye's standard things. And he said he's never had any trouble with this, but apparently if you don't do it just right, it will. You could have trouble with it. And if you install a package willy-nilly without looking at them, you have trouble with it. So, yeah. So let's see now. So you exit, save that, exit out. Now, let me get a drink real quick so I got this good. All right, so we got this sources list. That sources list, and we can now we do update, I mean, and sudo apt update. And we'll update, and we'll update testing, and all that stuff you see right there. There you go. Now you're ready to install anything you want. Now you could do an update and see. Yeah, so it's got all packages are up to date. So see, it didn't say there's any that are needing updated from the testing repository since it's on a lower priority than that. I just updated this either this morning or late last night. One to update it, so it should be up to date. So now, if you want to install something from testing like Nala or something like that, I don't know if you can install Nala, but it must be so sudo apt install Nala, and you want to you can do this or you can do yeah, let me see. Make sure I'm seeing the right framework here. Target release, or you can just put -t or -- target dash release flag in there. That's how you install things from testing directly. If you want to know if something's in testing or that. So I think maybe you can just do a search on that. Test that out. Other option. Which one option is talking about? So just, let's just go with the -t on option 2 requires an argument. Okay, so I think maybe anyway, undo his list thing. Okay. Now, according to him, with the simulate on here, it won't actually install anything. It'll just be a dry run basically of it, and you can check out what's installed. But yeah, sudo apparently. Okie dokie, redo that sudo. Apparently something's not correct in this, what he said to do. Anyway, I can look it up and follow that, but I don't want to bore you with me reading about the material, trying to figure out what tire release needs. But Cass Wisman isn't here to answer a question. Is he yet? So it looks like I'm on my own on this one. So let's install some simpler testing racks. So maybe turn I'm just gonna do a quick man at let's see tire release options. And I thought I'd just look through this real quick. See if I talk about tire release. No. See how this over there doesn't indicate there what it needs, it just says T equals tire. Ah, that's what we need to do. You need to do both of them apparently. Tire release must be the testing. That's what it is. Let's try that out. Mm-hmm. Okay, there you go. That was it. Fully awkward and stable. So yeah, so you wanted to install some testing. That's how you do it. You do that. You do something like Nala. So we'll install Nala from testing. When stable, apparently that's the only place you can find it. For Debian testing or Nala. So and then if you want to actually install Nala, we'll just test out here. So it's only a machine, so we'll see if it installs it or not. Okay, so it's got all this. Only package to be installed. It's got all this stuff. Nala, by the way, is a wrapper for apt, which allows it to be more faster and do more things. So if you want to get the app, Nala is a good option for you. Just continue and see what happens. Okay, it's installing it. Now usually for Nala you have to like set your repository for Nala and all that kind of stuff for standard version. So now you use Nala to like do a update, for instance. So Nala apt, Nala install. I think you have to sudo implement. Update. It's a prettier way to do it, I guess. No package update. That's all you get. That's Nala for you. Brief introduction to Nala, but anyway. Yeah, use standard uh, uses a standard command from apt on here. Sudo apt blah blah blah. So app updates. So I think there might be a difference too. So you look at it, you get Nala help, and then it gives you basic versions of it. Shows all the purge, all removed. Pretty much mostly things you get in aptitude. So, yeah, so that's how you pull from testing. Use a, yeah, you kind of messed up a little bit there. It's not T or testing, but T equals testing or unstable. You know that's where it's come from. So yeah, that's how you do that. Otherwise, it won't pull anything from there. So now we do nothing updates. We won't do that. So pretty cool, huh? So yeah, so then you got testing on your computer, and he says it's pretty stable for him. It's always worked for him pretty much. Some of the instructions on there are a little bit. Well, I don't know about that, but yeah. So yeah, if you just do a standard app search, search, no. Okay, card tools. No, testing and stable. So if you want to search through testing and stable, you're just looking through a standard, standard app or null app search, null search, or app search, whichever one, and it'll show anything that's in testing. See, like this is unstable, testing, unstable. It's in all three basically. And so, like, let's see, what else can we install? Let's see. How about Tux? No. Search. Testing. Let's search what? And then right apparently. Probably Tux. Stream Racer with hyphens in it. Thought it didn't have hyphens, maybe it does. Well, I know what I can do. I'll just do a search on Tux. Alright. So on Tux. Paint. See one Tux Puck. Played that before. That is only in Debbie and Bullseye main, not in testing or there. Yeah, I guess all these games I don't have those till later on or something. What's the most we saw? Let's try. Can't think right. How about a different? Yeah, kitty. Okay. If it's not in testing, it's in Debbie and Bullseye, but it's not in testing. Well, you think you want to see installed? Barrier, maybe? Um, um, some workers. Still hasn't been put in testing yet either. That says It is installed. Oh yeah, I already installed something. I think I installed that when I was booting in this virtual machine. When I was installing in virtual machine. I selected it and it appears to have done it. So, what else can I install? Let's see. Let's install something simple. Let's do let's search gedit. It's a text editor for GNOME. Plugins you install this puppy. A lot of plugins. Some from Bullseye too. I guess I have too many that are from testing to install. Okay, yeah, so anyway, yeah. Just hoping to find some else I can install to see how it works, but there you go. I can't think of anything else. Can't find anything else in testing to install right off the bat unless you can think something, Servon. I'm kind of lost to know what else to try. So Knowledge, I guess, was installed in testing, so it's coming. Repositories, you have to go to install Nala repositories to install Nala wrapped. It's an app wrapper. And you still use apps if you want to, but yeah, so one of the things Nala adds, it adds 3 parallel downloads out of the box. And you can set it for more parallel downloads. It speeds up your downloads, and that kind of helps a lot. Like Pac-Man does it. But yeah. So that's Debian Bullseye. That's how you do the testing in it. So let's look at the system here. And we have, check out background. Now I did do the background download on the home creator. You may have noticed that. We can download additional backgrounds. So it's with the backgrounds. I'll bring it up quick so you can see it. See how to do stuff in it. See, I think it's settings, just a moment. Yes. See, what we've been using the SFC terminal. It's got a cool retro term. I think I installed that out of one of the things. See what it was. Retro. I like retro stuff, so it's kind of interesting. So yeah. But at any rate, yeah, you know the big peppermint thing, home thing comes up right. Peppermint hub. And I clicked on nothing happened. Okay. No peppermint hub, huh? Oh yeah, sure. Yeah. Welcome to Peppermint OS. That's what you see when you first looked at this part. Peppermint Extra, download all the Peppermint Extras. I don't think I did that one. Last tutorial. open PepHub, which is kind of like a Peppermint's own configurations files, but it's basically using standard Acer stuff, so I can go into it. So you can go to the Acer setting manager, where you can do mouse, touchpad, keyboard, notification, power manager, appearance, display accessibility panel. You can only use Acer settings. Or you can go to hardware and software. You got all these options. Network connection, printers, disk utilities, DEFCON editor, user groups, pulse audio. Basically all the stuff you mostly have in there. Well, there's any new stuff in here. You can app image hub. It'll take you to the website. GNOME store. I'll install that. I don't know if it's installed. I think it may be activating it. But I don't think I installed the GNOME store. Let's see what happens when you click on it. I don't think I installed GNOME store in here. Some people like the graphical installers. I prefer just let's go shopping. And yeah, Discover, which is another SKD's software installer. Software is one we're using. Don't want to use it to install itself over itself, so that'd be probably best up. There's gedit, clocks, document viewers, sets are much for this. So yeah, so if you want to install something here, you know what it is you want to install. Click on that. Use your search bar, and we can search for Kitty. And you can install all that out of the box. Pretty easy. Install. Kitty is my favorite. You don't know, Kitty's my favorite. Text, not text editor. Terminal emulator. So, there you go. Now I have a configuration file in another one. When I set this up, install Kitty, it'll pick up my configuration file on the hard drive once I get that set up correctly. But yeah. That's one of the faster text editor, not text editor. It's one of the faster terminal emulators out there because it uses the GPU to process a lot of its stuff. So it works pretty good. So there's that. Now the other thing is I'm going to go down here. Extras. I think extras where you install the extra wallpapers. Yeah. You can download extra peppermint themes, peppermint icon, peppermint wallpapers. So I already did this, so I don't know what happens if I do it again, but click on it. And you say install. Yes, I'd like to. And check and Cobra connection. So you click check. And then you click install a second time. And it will install everything. I'm not going to do that now because I've already installed all wallpapers. So, yeah. That's how you do that. Now, we're going to look at backgrounds real quick so we can see what kind of background I had on before we leave. Sorry I'm running a little long today, but And it's all standard Peppermint, old Peppermint wallpapers from previous days. Also got the new ones that are in here. I think is that, which it defaults to. And when it logs in, you also got this one, which is what I'm using right now. And these kind of weird things. It's right there. You got this peppermint icon, which is a PC spec large soul avatar. And a lot of peppermint stuff in here. New ones added though were the ones that this and that for sure. Maybe some of the others. I think this might be new. This is new, I think. This one I was using there, and this one that's installed with out of the box. So, if you want to get to your other rooms, yeah, let's go back to this upstage real quick. And you apply, you go to folders here, some background where it's at. And you can log into the spots, picture directory. See, and then it takes you where it's standard thing where you can go select this background directory where it's at. You can look and see a lot more stuff in here. Same type of stuff basically. So yeah. So yeah, it installs all these older versions of Peppermint wallpapers on there, plus you've got 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 new options on there you can select. So and that's Peppermint OS, so it's pretty nice, doesn't it? Yay. Sorry my home didn't, you couldn't see a fresh install of it, but this is sufficient for you, I think, pretty much. Yeah, it's a good system. Alrighty. We will say I'm trying to get back over there. There I am. So that was Peppermint. I'm going to use it on my system for sure. Fix this reinstall Peppermint on this Acer over here, and maybe today, and set up correctly. I must install some on virtual machine. I didn't install here because bulk ID didn't work on this one, but it did work on the virtual machine. That's what I installed to make that work, but figure it out. So anyway, I'll let you know in the comments what I installed to make that work if I figure it out. So beyond that, we're already running late, so I'll say bye for now. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you liked it. Or subscribe. I appreciate it. And we'll talk with you next week, or we'll do something else. I don't know what for sure, but we'll find out later on. Till tomorrow, or till next week. May the Linux force be with you. Bye.